This week on SailAway, we take delivery of our brand new stern arch. We begin the installation, and the captain has a birthday.
Do you wanna sail away? I wanna sail away. Do you wanna sail away with me today? Do you wanna sail away?
Last time on SailAway, we gave you the down low on how we make money while cruising on the boat. Lauren busted out the sewing machine. Sorry, should I have captured you at a slightly different time?
Yeah, when I didn't mess it all up.
And we showed you our steps for building our professional audio studio in one of the aft cabins. So we got a special delivery coming right now. Coming in a big old semi-truck. What's coming?
Cinnamon truck.
Semi-truck.
The cinnamon truck?
You'd like it if it was a cinnamon truck.
Mm-hmm.
Back up. Keep coming the good way. Stacking up.
Are you so excited?
Yeah.
Just gotta get it out, huh?
I'm starting carrying.
Hopefully that means it's not too crazy heavy.
Oh, I can tell it looks good. It's kind of tough to box an arch, apparently.
Yeah. I like how it says do not accept if the box is ripped.
I mean, it's a big aluminum arch. So.
Yeah.
You know, will it be completely scuff-free? I'd be shocked. Nothing's bent or obviously torqued or anything like that. I was able to pretty much look at all the ends of it, and it all seems good. But yeah, I don't know what the hell. Kind of just looks like they wrapped it in random cardboard and then shrink wrapped it. So this is a tower in a box stern arch from Atlantic Towers, and it's semi-custom. There's several different sizes and configurations, and they've done these for hundreds of boats. So basically you tell them what kind of boat you have, and they give you the one that fits the best. Then you make a few adjustments and modifications, and slap that sucker on the stern. It's taken worse than that. There she is. Until time is my friend again. That's where she's gonna live. But this project will have to wait for a little bit. Not too long though. Wow. Lord and Rivers make me a birthday cake. Look out.
Look out.
Oh. Making an angel food cake with lemon glaze. While that's happening, I am finally going to attempt to install this arch. There's a lot of steps and parts to this. It's not particularly complicated, it's just kind of a lot of stuff to keep track of. These are the feet, is what I'm going to call them. They call them pins and pads. They're basically feet.
What do we make a cake?
You're making a cake and you don't even have to do anything at the moment. As I was saying, these hardware to washers, lock nut, nothing crazy.
We cannons?
Okay, according to Rivers, they're cannons.
The cannons.
Sorry, I kind of tightened them up. They're not loose cannons anymore. I've rigged up a 4-point lifting harness, a couple ropes basically, to our spare main halyard off the back. We've already measured the width that these legs have to be set apart. We think we have those measurements sorted out. We're gonna measure them again before I put the arch together. Arch goes together pretty simply. It's got a coupler in the middle, drill holes both sides, bolt through, done. Well, so far, our biggest challenge has been finding a way to set this thing up on the dock to measure and put it together and not block the whole dock. So here we got it all laid out. And that's her, that's the whole arch right there. So obviously these are the front legs here and over there. And by my estimation, and this is a lot of eyeballing and holding and Lauren eyeballing and Lauren holding and etc., etc. This looks to me like probably we're going to need to cut off these front legs. And our mounting positions are roughly right here as a center point for the front pad. And that should put the back right in this neighborhood right here. Now we're a little closer to this cleat here because we kind of want the arch pushed backwards as far as possible. And we know this cleat, being a stern cleat, is most always going to come aft of the boat or just directly to the side. So I'm kind of setting it up to have a little bit freer dock line running aft. So I'm going to go through some measurements again, and it's kind of tricky getting a measurement from this point all the way over to that point. So you basically have to try and get a straight line across the top of the boat and then straight down to that point. It's just a little difficult, but we did it a couple times yesterday and I think we got it pretty close, which is basically what you need. Since this arch has flex built into it and you want the legs to be farther apart, and then you use basically cargo straps to bring the whole thing together. The nice thing about that is it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because it can be anywhere from, they say 3 to 5 inches of stretch is ideal. There's a lot of flex in it since it's aluminum, so yeah, we just got to make sure that's a pretty close measurement and then go from there. But we've seen these set up on this model of boat a few times and they work well. They look really good, so we know it's doable and it's not a big deal.
You ready?
No. It just makes me nervous.
Let's put some holes in the tower.
Drilling holes in a curved surface is always fun.
That is an enjoyable noise.
Yeah.
You know, screw up, I'm sure we can fix it.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah, no big deal.
Something worth noting when you are drilling into tubing, pretty much any kind of tubing. Aluminum is really easy to work with, drill into, it's very soft. But it's almost impossible to drill through an entire piece of tubing from one side and all the way across into the other side and do it straight. So what I generally do is, like on this, we had the holes to go by on that. So I always mark the holes both sides and then drill through both sides. And the other thing too, when you have a rounded surface like this, it's really easy for the drill bit to start walking around as you're trying to get it started. So as opposed to just making a little, you know, pinpoint spot where you're drilling into, I like to do the entire outline of the hole that I'm drilling. So then as I'm getting it started, as this thing is walking around, you can kind of work it side to side to get it to move where you want. And good rule of thumb is if you drill out all of the round marking that you made, you're probably pretty close to the center that you were shooting for. And then again, this is aluminum, so you know, once we have the holes drilled all the way through, I can slide these pieces together, and if they're just a little bit off, it's real easy to run the drill bit all the way through the hole and kind of just ream it out just a little bit to get everything to work smoothly. We got the I got the first couple bolts in. First couple bolts right here. These are just a tiny shade off, just barely. So I'm going to finish up drilling these, and we'll get these two bolts in first, and then flip the whole thing over. And if this side will probably need a little bit of shimmying also, and then we'll get that side reamed out just a little bit so the bolts will slide in easy, but so far so good.
Last before you try and do this?
It's the soundest way of doing it I can think of. So what we got to do is get it pretty much stood up. Got to cut the tubing. It's getting real serious now.
I know. So what do? You just keep going around and around and around?
Yep.
Until it cuts all the way through, hopefully.
Yeah, you go. Rotations.
Mm-hmm.
Tighten it down just a little bit. This one, technically, does not say it'll cut aluminum, but it says it'll cut copper pipe, which is harder. Keys just go slow and don't tighten down too hard at once, especially toward the end, because we don't want any, like a big bird lip on the inside. You can help it. I mean, you can hacksaw it too, but hacksaw leaves a lot of junk. Oh, this is the wrong leg.
No, it's not. Shut your mouth. Thank you.
That was really mean because she tried to tell me that the camera wasn't running after that entire last sequence, and she couldn't go through it with a straight face. She took mercy on me.
Had to finish with the big guns. Nice.
Yeah, the pipe cutter was just like a millimeter. Not the blade was, the diameter was like a millimeter too small to get all the way through it. So that's all right. Yeah. It was an easy hacksaw as opposed to hacksaw through that whole thing. How great a day is this?
That's my truck.
While I install an arch on the back, Lauren makes me a birthday cake with lemon glaze.
Are you
One cake at a time, man.
We'll do that for your birthday, which is in a while.
So we got our second hoisting step going on here. We've got our front pads on. Not permanently on, obviously. That's what the duct tape is for. And we've used the ratchet strap here to bring in the tension just a little bit so that these are squeezing. And that kind of allows it just to sit there nicely without us messing with it. And so this will obviously mount up just a little bit, like right about there. I've got a mark under there that I'm going to line it up with, and we'll mark those holes, and then we'll also mark a little line here to know how to line that up. But it's pretty good. And then we'll do the same thing over here. The only thing we're seeing that's a little odd, and hopefully it's just how we got it hoisted up, is it looks extremely level on this side, while this side kind of just ticks up just a little bit at the back. And that's probably just a little bit of you know, maybe a little bit of error in how it was built. Maybe when the top pieces got screwed together, you know, it's just got a tiny bit of twist in it. But I think when we ease the tension on that to squeeze these legs in and mark it and drop it down, I think it'll twist most of that out. And then this side will be pretty flat because it's real close. Because otherwise it looks really good. It looks very even across the top and the back when you stand all the way as far back as we can. So yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape.
You want me to hold this one? So that it... So they are handiwork here.
Hey, I want the cake. Whoa.
Cake break.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
You gotta sing it to me. You sing.
Happy birthday
Sing.
to Daddy.
Sing. Happy
birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday to Daddy.
Can you sing? Oh, thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Blow more, blow more, blow more. Yay! Good job. Next week, we both do some deep diving in Cecilia's stern and complete the arch install.
As you look through seasons that have come and gone.
Thanks once again for watching. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a like. And check out our Patreon page if you'd like to support these videos further. See you next week. Cheers.
And you wonder how we